Welcome to DesignerDigitals Bi-Weekly Tip, April 21st, 2017. This week, Creative Techniques with Filmstrip Frames in Photoshop and Elements Part 3. This week's tip is the third part in a series on how to use Katie Pertitte's Filmstrip Frames creatively. This series shows you how to make small changes to the frames in order to get a different effect whether you're using a Filmstrip frame set or a template set with Filmstrip frames. By thinking outside the box, you can use the frames over and over again to match your page designs. Blending frames for stamped or painted effect. I was first drawn to this technique by admiring Kaylee's Lovable Face page and Anka's One More Time page. I liked the way the frames are faded into the background, creating a subtle layering item. This technique gives the frame the look of a stamped or painted image on the background paper. It adds just the right amount of detail to these beautifully layered pages, and it shows why frame sets are a great purchase. Here's how to achieve that look. Open the frame image in Photoshop or Elements. For this sample, I'm using one of Katie Pertitte's Filmstrip Frame brushes and stamps number 1. Then open up a document that you'd like to use with the frame. Select the background layer of the document and then use the Move tool to drag the frame onto your scrapbooking document. I'm going to go ahead and minimize the frame layer since we're finished with that, and then I'm going to zoom in a little bit on this document so that we can see more closely what we're doing. You can move the frame into place. I'm going to drag it over and just put it right underneath this little cluster here. Change the color if needed. To change the color to match the document, I'm going to select the frame layer and choose Edit, Fill. In Elements, that's Edit, Fill Layer. This opens up the Fill dialog box. For contents, choose Color. This opens up the color picker. I'm going to move it to the side, and you'll see that when I move my cursor outside of the color picker, I can go over and pick up any color on this document. I'm going to get this light pink color and click OK. For blending mode, choose Normal and leave the opacity at 100%. Make sure that you tick the Preserve Transparency box and click OK. You'll see that the Filmstrip frame is now the same pink as the little On an Adventure tag. Next, select a blending mode at the top of the Layers panel. It's set to Normal by default, but I'm going to try something like Multiply or Linear Burn. That usually works with the light colors. You'll want to experiment with other modes to get the effect that you're looking for. Finally, locate the opacity slider at the top of the Layers panel and reduce the opacity of the layer by moving the slider to the left until the frame kind of melts into the background. Using this technique gives the frames a totally different look and page function. It's a great way to use the frame sets again and again on different pages. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to check back in 2 weeks for the next tip on using Filmstrip frames in different ways.